Okay, join me on your mat now. If you have a towel or a blanket, fold it into thirds. Give yourself something to sit on here. Place it towards the back of your mat and sit crisscross on the top of your blanket. Now I want you to feel how your spine is elongated. If you were to slide forward a little bit on your blanket, you'll feel your pelvis tip forward. Easier to keep your spine nice and straight. Relax your shoulders down and back. Draw the crown of your head up towards the roof, towards the ceiling. We're just going to start with some gentle breathing, filling your lungs. Before we do that, I want you to set an intention for the practice. There's a reason you came here today. Maybe you're working on building strength. Maybe you want more flexibility. Maybe you're just trying to still the mind and find some inner peace. Yoga can do all those things, but I want you to pick one for the next 45 minutes to an hour, and this will be your intention. This will be something that you can draw your focus back in to if your mind begins to wander. Mindfulness is simple, but it isn't easy. So we're going to be focusing on that as you move through some poses. So starting with a big inhale, fill your lungs, breathe all the way in deeply, and then exhale fully. Drop your shoulders, soften your belly, full exhale. One more of those. Inhale deeply, and exhale. This time, inhale to the count of 4, and then you're going to hold it when you get to the top of your inhale. Hold it, 2, 3, and then exhale fully to the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. One more like that. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold your breath, and then exhale fully. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next, inhale, fill your lungs, and then on the exhale, you're going to seal your lips, breathe out through your nose, so that your breath can fog a mirror. This is Ujjayi breath. Try to maintain this breath throughout the practice. Ujjayi breathing keeps your lips sealed, in and out through the nose. Next, I want you to bring your hand out, your right hand palm forward, fingertips up, and give a little pull on the top of your fingers. We're going to be on our wrists a little bit today, so you want to loosen these up. Fingertips pointing down, press onto the back of your hand there, give yourself a little massage. You'll feel this pull in your forearms. And then flip your palm towards me, fingertips down, and give it a pull. Don't hunch your shoulders, relax down and back with your shoulders, spine still nice and long. Okay, other hand, left hand out, palm up, fingertips up, palm towards me. Feel a little pull there. Fingertips pointing down. Now give the back of your hand a little massage. Feel the pull, don't forget to breathe. And then flip your palm toward me, fingertips down. Give that wrist one last lubricating pull. And then hands back to your knees. With a big inhale, fill your lungs. On the exhale, you're going to drop your chin to your chest. Exhale. Inhale back to center. Exhale, right ear to right shoulder. Inhale up. Exhale, left ear to left shoulder. Inhale, center. Now look over your right shoulder on the exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale, left shoulder. Inhale back forward, and now use your breath to roll your neck around. Whatever feels good there. Look up if that feels good to you today. Reverse directions. Use your breath to lengthen on the inhale. Deepen your stretch on the exhale. Spend some time on your neck here, warming it up. Very good. Okay, now bring your hands to heart center, and we're going to begin to link your breath with your movement. On the exhale, open up your hands out towards the sides. On the inhale, back towards heart center. Exhale, push back, backs of your hands. Inhale, hands back to heart center. On your next inhale, you're going to raise your hands up overhead. If this is too much for you, just keep them down at your sides. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more up overhead. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center. On your next breath, reach up, look up, sweep your arms up overhead, palms touch. Big exhale, pull the palms back down to heart center. We're going to do this 2 more times. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale through your nose, heart center. Last one. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. On your next one, we're going to leave our hands up overhead on the inhale, and then drop your right hand down to the floor. Exhale, tip over to the right. We'll be here for a couple breaths, so really try to focus on elongating that left side body. Reach with your upper hand, even as you keep your chest open. One more big inhale here. Exhale a little further. And then inhale back up, hands above. Left side to the ground. Exhale to the left. Turn your palm facing down towards the earth. Bless you. Opening your shoulder. Feel that nice long side body stretch. One more inhale. Exhale a little deeper. And on your next inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Next time we're going to twist. So big inhale, arms up, reach up. Exhale, turn your left hand to your right knee. Right hand is lightly touching the mat behind you. Grow tall in your spine. And then on the exhale, look over your right shoulder. One more there. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, look over your shoulder. Empty your lungs. On the next inhale, we'll come to center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, other side. Right hand, left knee. Grow tall on your inhale and twist on your exhale. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, empty your lungs as you twist. Back to center. Inhale, reach up, palms touch. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that once more on each side. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, right hand to the ground. Reach and exhale to the side. Inhale, back up together. Left hand down and exhale to the side. Good. Inhale, hands together. Exhale, twist. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, grow tall. Exhale, twist. Very good. Inhale, back up to center. Palms touch, hands to heart center. Now let's move over to our hands and knees. If you'd like to put your blanket underneath your knees, that can give you a little more padding, if you like the feel of that. Line up your wrists right underneath your shoulders. Line up your knees underneath your hips, hips width apart. If this is too much for you right now, you can do this cat-cow in a seated position. So I'll have Anya show you regular cat-cow. We're going to start with arching our back and looking up. This is cow pose on the inhale. On the exhale, Fold your chin down, empty your lungs. Inhale, look up, reach up, sway your back, and exhale fully. Arch your back, empty your lungs. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, and exhale, cat pose. Very good. Now from your hands and knees still, we're gonna have you take your right foot back. So identify your right foot, put your toes on the mat, and push back. You'll feel it in your calf. You'll feel a nice calf stretch here. Rock forward and back a little bit. Back, drive your heel back, forward, get into your toes. And then on your next inhale, raise your right leg up. Point the back of your back toes down to the ground as if you're standing on the wall behind you. You want your hips nice and square. This is a spinal balance pose. Now if you feel like you want a little bit more, go ahead and extend your left arm out towards the front of the room. Palms facing the right. Palms facing the right. Reach, elongate the spine. Drop your head down so your chin is parallel to the mat. Perfect, beautiful. This is spinal balance. Hold it here, nice and strong. Exhale, release your hand and foot. Okay, let's do the other side. Left foot back to do that calf stretch first. So toes down, heel driving back. Rock back and forth on your toes. Pulling the calf, stretching the toes. Get into that a little bit. You're also getting into your wrists a little bit as you move back and forth. And then your next inhale, raise up your left foot. Your left leg comes parallel to the ground. Beautiful. Toes pointing down. You want your hips to be square. So if you feel like your hips are maybe opening up, rotate the back toes in towards the midline. And that will level and lower the hips as well. Beautiful. Now take your right arm forward if you want a little bit more. Reach it out like you're shaking hands. Beautiful. Even as you push back as though you're stepping on the back wall, you're also reaching forward, elongating your spine. Nice level neck. Feeling the spinal balance. Building some heat here. On your next exhale, lower your hands and knees down. Let's do one more quick round of cat-cow. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round down to cat pose. Beautiful. Now from here, I'm going to have you work your way towards standing. So from hands and knees, I want you to push back into child's pose first. Child's pose is knees wide on the mat, toes pointing together, toes together. Drop your chest and belly down in between your knees and reach out with your hands. Beautiful. Drop your forehead onto the mat if you can. If not, feel free to place a blanket there, whatever you need to do to feel supported. Child's pose is here for you as a resting pose. You can always come back to child's pose if you feel like you've gotten a little too much heat going. You need to rest, you need to take a break. Should be a nice, relaxing, deep stretch right here. Inhale fully. Exhale, drop your belly on down. On your next inhale, raise back up to all fours. And if you want to go into a downward dog here, tuck your toes in back, push your hips up and back behind you, and you come into a V position here, a nice straight up V. Your heels are pushing towards the earth, but they don't necessarily have to touch. That's a big hamstring fold. You've got a nice upside down V shape here, pushing away with your palms, fingers spread. Head drop down, relaxed. If this is too much, stay in all fours, hands and knees is fine. And then we're going to head up towards standing position. So from downward dog, bend your knees or just come up to standing. Look up, step forward, and meet me at the top of your mat. Feet hip width apart. Hands down by your sides. This is mountain pose, Tadasana. Mountain pose can be a very active pose. Pick up your toes and then reach them down to the mat, really gripping the mat with your toes. Tuck your pelvis in, engage your core, pull your shoulders down and back. Keep your chin level And you can even pull up on your quadriceps a little bit to make this a very active pose. Focus back on your breathing and the intention that you set here today. Mindfulness is simple, but it isn't easy. From here, inhale, both hands up overhead, palms touch, and exhale, back to heart center. One more of those, big inhale. Hands touch, exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. Back up, hold your arms up overhead again, parallel, palms towards each other. Identify your right hand and drop it down to your side as we do a side stretch, standing. Exhale as you tip off to the side. Keep your chest open, your palm facing down. Feel a full side body stretch here. And then on your next inhale, bring your hands up overhead and go to the other side. Drop your left hand and tip over to the left. Big, long right side body stretch. Inhale, both hands together, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana. Very good. We're going to do a couple of half sun salutations now. So inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. And this time you're going to hinge at the waist and fold forward into forward fold. Bend your knees slightly. You may want to even be able to drop your belly onto your thighs to get a good pulling in the hamstrings there. If this is too much, you don't have to fully touch the ground. Touch your hands onto your shins or your knees, wherever you have access to. Here's your first forward fold. So just relax into it. Drop your head down. The crown of your head is pushing towards the ground. Shake your head no. Nod your head yes. This is a big relaxing pose here. And then on your next inhale, you have to come to halfway lift. So halfway lift. Your back is at 90 degrees here. You're going to be a little bit of that cow back that we did earlier. Nice straight spine, almost swaying up a little bit. Gaze is level towards the ground there. And hands are resting on your shins. This is halfway lift. On the inhale, grow long. Exhale, drop into forward fold again. On your next inhale, bend your knees, reach up, look up, stand up. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Half sun. One more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist as you fold down into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees, reach up, look up. Hands up towards the sky, palms touch. Exhale, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale, reach up, look up. Hands to heart center. And then you're going to identify your left foot, pick up your right foot, and step back into Warrior One pose. So Warrior One, you have your front foot parallel just like you started. Your back foot is going to be at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to move the blanket out of the way. But your back foot is pointing towards the corner of your mat, so a 45-degree angle. Your weight is pushing forward with your knee as much as it's driving backwards with your back foot, putting the emphasis, the weight into the back edge of your back foot. So you're trying to split that mat in part. You have your hips facing forward, nice and square with the hips. Hands at heart center, or if you want a little more, go ahead and raise your arms up into Warrior One pose. Maybe take a minute to check your alignment. You want your heels lined up, or a little wider base is fine for a little more stability. You've got your knee lined up there, right above your ankle. Beautiful. Warrior One pose. One more big breath here. Exhale. One more inhale, and then we're going to open up into Warrior Two pose. Exhale, Warrior Two. For Warrior Two, spin your back foot so that it's parallel with the back edge of the mat. Beautiful alignment, the knee over your ankle here. You're gazing out over your left fingertips, even as you're pulling back with your right fingertips. Do not lean forward or back. Try to stay right in the center of your pose. In Warrior Two, hips are open. Again, you may want to try to get some heel-to-heel alignment. And make you hold this for one more breath. Big inhale. On the exhale, we're going to step forward to the front of the mat. So bring your hands back to heart center and join me at the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach up, look up, grow tall. Exhale, hands to heart center, half sun salutation. Weight is now into your right foot. Identify your left and step back into warrior one. Warrior one pose with the left foot back. Let's try to remember all the adjustments we did on the first one. Knee is over ankle in the front. Leg is very straight in the back. See if you can straighten your back leg. If it's hard to straighten it, narrow your stance. Come a little bit narrower. You don't have to have a really wide warrior pose at all to get the full benefits. Try to focus on your hips. Hips being square. Back toe, remember, is at an angle pointing towards the corner of your mat. Beautiful. Warrior one. From warrior one, open up into warrior two pose. Warrior two, shifting your hips to the left side of the room. Check your heel alignment, heel to heel alignment. Back foot parallel to the back of the mat and knee tracking over the ankle. Don't let your knee drop in. Really open up your hips. If it's too much to have your hands out, keep your hands at heart center. You're doing the work. Relax your shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. Inhale. When your next exhale, come forward, meet me at the front of the mat. Hands to heart center. Tadasana. Beautiful. One more. Inhale, half sun. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And then inhale, bend your knees. Reach up, look up. Palms together. Exhale, mountain pose. Tadasana. Nicely done. Let's now go down to child's pose. So I'm going to have you inhale, raise up. Exhale, hinge at the waist, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands and step back into either child's pose or hands and knees, whatever's comfortable for you there. Child's pose should be a resting pose here. We built a little bit of heat with all that movement, so big inhales, big exhales. Spend a minute or two here feeling grounded again. From here, we're going to do a couple of balancing series. So rise back up onto hands and knees from your child's pose, and then if you're feeling strong, tuck your toes, reach back into a downward dog. Pedal your feet out a little bit in downward dog. This is really good for the shoulders. Feel the shoulder strength here. Legs in the back very straight. From downward dog, bend your knees, look forward, and step lightly to the front of the mat into forward fold. Hang out here in forward fold for a minute. Remember, you can rest your stomach on your thighs. You can be in a very bent knee position, whatever feels comfortable here. Ragdoll pose, we're going to take our hand into each elbow crease, opposite hand to each elbow crease, and really feel the shoulders round down and back. Nice relaxing forward fold here. And then on the inhale, slowly zombie up. That's just one vertebrae at a time, coming up to standing very slowly, shoulders rolling back, chin last to come up. Tadasana. Now for a little bit of balancing here, you can have a chair handy. We're going to do tree pose first. So ground down on your left foot, and raise up your right heel. So start with, you can have a chair or a wall handy there if you need the extra balance, but start with your heel just on your ankle and your toe down. This might be enough for you. Hands to heart center. And if you want a little bit more, raise it on up to your calf or even higher. Don't forget to breathe. If you want even more, go ahead and grow your branches. Reach up to the sky. Keeping your drishti, your focus on something not moving in front of you. Tuck your pelvis in. Don't sway your back if you can help it here. Take one more inhale. Exhale fully. Inhale, and then go ahead and set your foot down. Roll out your standing leg there. And let's try the other side. Ground down into your left foot. No. Yes, left foot this. No, right foot. Right foot this time. Ground down. And it's your left foot that comes up off the ground. Again, this might be enough. You may work on your balance with your toes, just lightly touching, helping yourself out here. The important thing is your top of your head, crown of your head reaching towards the ceiling, and your foot really grounding down on all four corners. As you feel ready, go ahead and bring your foot up onto your calf or your thigh. If you find yourself start to wobble, revisit your breath or your intention. Why are you here today? One more big inhale here, and on your exhale, go ahead and lower your foot down and wiggle out your bottom standing leg. Shake it out a little bit. Good. We're going to do one more on each side. We're going to do a one-legged Tadasana. So grounding down with your left foot again, raise up your right foot at a 90-degree angle. So you want your thigh parallel to the ground. Relax your bottom foot, your hanging foot. It doesn't have to be pointed or flexed. Just hold this for a little bit here. Bring your hands out to a Tadasana type shape. Tuck your pelvis in. You don't want to sway back here if you can help it. Shoulders are relaxed. Don't forget to breathe. Then when you're ready, bend your leg and grab your foot back here. You've got your chair if you need it. You've got a wall if you need it. This is a little quad stretch. We did a lot with our warrior series on our quads. So this should feel really good while still working your balance. Pulling your ankle in towards your rear end. Keep your gaze at something that's not moving. Give it 1 or 2 more breaths here. And then lower your foot and shake out your standing leg. Let's do the other side. Ground down on your right, all 4 corners of your foot. Raise your left leg. Thigh is parallel to the ground. Foot is relaxed. Standing leg as straight as you can. It might help to balance it if it's bent, but your goal here, the full expression of the pose, is to have a very straight standing leg. Hands at heart center, or hands down by your sides. Whatever helps you maintain this. Reach around and grab your ankle. Pull it in for a quad stretch on the other side. Again, you can have your chair or your wall handy. Try to keep your pelvis tucked. You'll notice if you bring your pelvis forward, it pulls the quad even more. Nice, good stretch while we test our balance. If you fall, just come on back. One more breath here. And then exhale. Shake it out. Very good. Very nice. Inhale, raise up, look up. We'll do another half sun to get back down to the ground. Halfway fold, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, elongate that spine. Exhale, all the way back down to the ground. And then step back into hands and knees, push back into child's pose. So knees wide, Toes are together. Reach out, resting your forehead and or chin on the ground. Nice resting pose here, you've earned it. Child's pose. From child's pose, 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to come up onto hands and knees. Hands and knees again. I want you to drop your belly, inhale up for cow pose. Inhale, reach it up. Feels different than the first one, doesn't it? Exhale, push back and round your spine. Empty your lungs fully. One more full series of that. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat pose. And then go ahead and walk your knees forward to the front of the mat. Come on over to your side, and we're going to come onto your sit bones with your feet out in front of you here. Feet flat on the floor, knees pointed upwards. If you have a block or a book handy, I want you to get that close to your mat here. We're going to be using that here pretty soon, so keep that handy. With your feet flat, hip widths apart, roll down onto your back. We're going to be doing a couple of bridge poses. You want your feet at a number 11, about hip widths apart, toes pointing forward. Palms come down flat onto the mat next to your hips. And then on your inhale, raise your hips up. Make a nice arch with your back. Exhale and release. If this is too much for you, the block might be handy for a supported bridge pose. So let's do that again. Inhale, raise up your hips. Feel free to place a block or a book or a pillow down underneath your lower back. You're still getting the back bend without the extra strengthening. Raise up on the inhale, and then exhale, lower your hips. One more of these. Inhale, raise up your hips, and if you want a little bit more, roll your shoulders in under your backbone, under your shoulder blades there, arches your back even more, and if you want even more than that, you can take your hands, lace them underneath the small of your back, and really pull into that back bend. This is a strengthening for your back. You should not be using your quads to hold this pose, but instead your back muscles. Big inhale, pull it up again, give yourself a nice back bend, and exhale, lower your hips all the way down. Very nice. Okay, now with your left knee still bent, identify your right foot and put your ankle of the right ankle onto the left knee. So you're on your back in a reclined figure 4. This is a good hip opener. You may want to draw your knee in, push open on the knee and open your hip. If you want a little bit more than this, go ahead and thread your hands through to grab the back of your left leg. And that'll pull your knees towards your chest, really open up your hip there. You should feel a nice, good hip opener here. Couple breaths here. And on your next exhale, release your right foot down to the ground again and bring your left ankle up over your right knee. Reclined figure 4 on the left side. Push your knee open if you'd like for a little more hip. Or reach your hands through and pull your thigh towards you. With every inhale, drive your small of your back down into the ground. With every exhale, pull your knee in closer to you. One more of these. Inhale, exhale, and then go ahead and set your feet back down. From here, roll all the way back onto your back and flatten your legs out long in front of you. Reach your hands up overhead and stretch just like you're getting up out of bed in the morning. Now with your feet flat and long out in front of you, raise your hands up towards the ceiling, palms facing each other, and here's where you get to use that book or that block. With your hands straight up overhead, I want you to inhale, hold it there, and then exhale, bring your hands back over behind your head and drop them onto the ground. Perfect. If you can't get all the way here, that's fine. This we're working towards shoulder opening. Inhale, bring your book back up towards the middle, reaching straight up overhead. And then exhale back down towards your pelvis. Bringing your block down there. Inhale, back up again. Exhale onto the ground above your head, and then leave the block there, drop it on the ground, and reach your arms out towards a T on either side of your body. Inhale, back up, grab the block on the ground, and inhale, back up, hands up overhead. Perfect, straight up towards the ceiling. Exhale, drop the block or book onto your pelvis there and hands down on the mat by your sides, and inhale like a snow angel back to a T position on the ground. Exhale, back down to your hips. Grab the block straight up on the inhale, and exhale overhead. Leave the block there, inhale, and then exhale, arms out to a T alongside on the ground. You're just making snow angels here. The idea is we're trying to open up your shoulders and get rid of any of that scar tissue. Inhale, your arms back up overhead, hold on to the block, and inhale, hands straight up. Exhale onto your, lower your block down onto your pelvis. Leave the block there, hands down on the ground again. Inhale, out to a T, leaving your palms face down on the earth. Exhale, back down to your hips. Grab the block. Inhale, raise up. And exhale, overhead. Beautiful. Drop the block, palms on the back of the palms on the earth. Exhale into the T shape. These are snow angels. Inhale, back up. Grab the block. Inhale, up with the block, and then all the way up to seated. Roll up using your abs, and you can drop your block down there again. Very good. We may not all have that same range of motion yet, but you're really good to leave your arms dragged across the floor there so you get that extra stretch, working out all the scar tissue and opening up your chest and shoulders. Okay, from a seated forward fold, we're almost done here. Go ahead and keep your legs straight, toes pointing up. Reach your hands to your shins, your ankles, the floor. Hinge forward into a nice deep forward fold seated. As you inhale, grow longer. As you exhale, fold down farther. Go ahead and drop your chin to the knees. Beautiful. Inhale, back up to seated. Scooch all the way towards the front of the mat so you can lay down all the way onto your back again. And then for our last couple minutes before Savasana, we're going to do an inversion. So legs up in the air. You can use a wall, or if you're comfortable here on the mat, legs are straight up, feet are flat like you're standing on the ceiling. Inversion is great for reversing that blood flow. We've been moving the blood around a lot, but we haven't really been upside down yet. So this is one more element of that full body yoga. You just might feel a little bit of a different tiredness. If you want a little bit more, you can raise your hips up into a candlestick. So Bonnie's going to prop up there with the small of her back, with her hands in the small of her back, and raise your feet up there. This is always really good. Don't look left and right at all. You want to have all the weight in your shoulders and not in your neck when you do this. Point your feet up towards the ceiling. Candlestick, another good inversion here. And when you're ready, go ahead and bring your legs on down. Fully relax. We're just going to spend the last 2 or 3 minutes here in Savasana. So Savasana, you're completely relaxed. You have your shoulders tacked down to the ground. You have your hands open with the palms facing up, relaxed by your sides. You might even feel your fingertips curl in a little bit when you completely release any tension. Your feet may drop open on the sides. Feel your quads relax. Let go of any tension or muscle that you're using right now, and just relax fully. This is the point at which we take all the new movements, all the learning that we've done over the last 30 to 45 minutes, and our nervous system resets, and we just use all that stillness to let all the new learning take place and reap the benefits of the practice that we just did. Feel your breath grow heavy and slow. Pose. Start to bring some movement back into your fingers and toes. Roll over to one side if you'd like to push yourself up into seated position again. Gradually joining me here at the front of the mat in a comfortable crisscross. Bring your palms together at heart center. I always like to close practice with Namaste. Namaste.